President Trump standing behind Mike Waltz even after the shakeup at the top of his national security team this week. Let's take a live look at the White House together this morning. The president nominating Waltz as UN ambassador now, just hours after the news that he was leaving his post as national security advisor. Secretary of State Marco Rubio now taking over those duties and pulling double duty. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey has the latest from outside the White House this morning. Tom, good morning to you. What are we learning about this cabinet change?
Hey, good morning from the White House, Markie, where this morning the Trump administration is saying that Michael Waltz was not fired as national security advisor. Instead, people like Vice President JD Vance saying Waltz being the next UN ambassador might actually be a promotion. Take a listen.
Donald Trump has fired a lot of people. He doesn't give them Senate-confirmed appointments afterwards. What he thinks is that Mike Waltz is going to better serve the administration, most importantly, the American people in that role, and I happen to agree with him.
In that same interview, Vice President Vance denied Waltz got moved due to the Signalgate controversy. Waltz has faced scrutiny, though, for weeks after the editor of The Atlantic magazine was added to a private chat including Waltz and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, where they discussed sensitive military information. Waltz was even seen using the Signal app just this week, a day before this new appointment. Reporters caught Waltz looking at the app during President Trump's cabinet meeting. On X, Waltz did not address leaving his post on the national security team, just saying he's deeply honored to continue serving the country and President Trump. After news of the cabinet switch came down, though, NewsNation heard from both sides of the aisle.
The UN ambassador may be a little bit more balanced for him to have that, family work balance. And Mike's a great guy, and I consider him a true friend. I mean, not just a colleague, but a friend.
In terms of Waltz himself at the UN, I've not thought about that. I worry again, that this administration doesn't seem to understand there are reasons why we have classified information, and lives are at stake.
One thing to note with this story, to be the next UN ambassador, Waltz will need to go through a Senate confirmation hearing, and that Signalgate controversy in all likelihood very much likely to come up during that Senate confirmation hearing. And Senator Mark Warner, who we heard from just there, he says he expects things to get brutal during all that. Markie?
Yeah, I expect things will get extremely contentious and turbulent. Tom, the administration turning focus to the economy today. What are we expecting on that front?
Well, two things to keep an eye out for. In just about 90 minutes from now, we're expecting the new monthly jobs report to come out showing the strength of the economy right now. But also, President Donald Trump is expected to release details about his fiscal year 2026 budget totaling trillions of dollars, and Axios saying that it will likely call for billions of dollars extra in border security and national security and make some deep cuts to foreign aid. But the trade war with China also continues to cause uncertainty, with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce actually asking the Trump administration for tariff exemptions for certain small businesses and products, like ones that can't be produced in the U.S. or aren't readily available. The Trump administration saying over 100 companies, or countries, I should say, have come forward with offers regarding these tariffs, but the Chinese leadership recently coming down saying those 145% tariffs against Chinese imports proving to be a big obstacle when it comes to making a deal, Markie.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.